Okay, we can move to video games
This
now.
is why we can't monetize the show.
This is why we can't have nice things.
This is why.
I don't want nice things, so I'll just break them.
Speaking of nice things, my kid tried to put Switch games in her mouth again, so I'm really exploring that.
Well, if you buy Wolfenstein, it won't be a problem.
I know. I've seen that, and that's kind of. We have a question about that. We'll get to that later.
Okay, so what have you guys been playing? We've been going for like an hour now.
I know. Sorry, it was Moose's birthday, and
who needs organization?
I'll start because I've been playing a lot.
Okay, go ahead.
Mostly Assassin's Creed Odyssey again, but I also was convinced by Moose and Jason to buy Borderlands, which I have never played before, in like a large amount of time, and I'm enjoying.
Back to the Future yet?
No, I don't care. Marty,
it's actually pretty good.
We must go back. Back.
It's really good. Back to the future.
Back to the future.
All right. Anyway, Borderlands.
So yeah, Borderlands is good. I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying the loot system, which is something I can't say about one of my favorite games, Destiny. I don't know how. Like, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be like a game of the year for me or anything, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm really surprised. It runs well. It looks nice. It's fun. Like, I'm just enjoying myself. I'm just going.
This is Borderlands 1, correct?
Yep. I'm going to play them in order.
Okay. All right.
Of release, not in chronological order. So I'm enjoying myself. I like the guns. I like the way the guns feel. I like the vehicles. I think the characters are kind of funny. I've completed a couple quests. I completed a level 12 quest at level 9 yesterday, which Moose said was pretty hard, so that was exciting. So yeah, I've played about 4 or 5 hours of it so far. I think I'm gonna try to beat it. And,
nice.
And kind of, well, I do want to beat it. I don't know if I'm going to platinum it or not, but
it's actually kind of a long platinum.
What?
Borderlands.
It's not. It's really easy.
Borderlands 1's kind of long.
We have some conflicting opinions here.
No, it's not long at all.
I brought up platinum trophies. What did I do?
Man.
How long is it?
You fucked up big time.
I'm not that far. I'm not that far from the platinum, and I've been playing it since Wednesday. Corey,
right.
It's not a long platinum at all. It's not.
How many hours? How many hours?
I would have to go and look at it, but it's probably like 20 to 30.
Can I ask a Borderlands question?
Sure.
That ties into this. So the only Borderlands I've played 1, 2. I like them, but I don't remember. Is Reese only in Tales from the Borderlands?
Yes.
Yeah, he's also
going to be in Borderlands 3, but he's not being played by
Troy Baker.
Troy Baker. He says he's not voicing him, but because I thought Reese was a great character, a really good character.
Yeah.
So that makes me want to play Borderlands 3. Not just that, but like something like that character makes me want to play Borderlands 3, even though I don't have that connection to 1 and 2 or pre-sequel.
I wonder if it'll be playable.
I have no idea. I haven't looked at.
He might be as like
NPC
because like they added characters.
He might be a quest giver.
To 2 and pre-sequel, so he might be an added playable character like later on.
Okay.
Because I think they added what's the Necromancer and Krieg, and then they added
there's one other one that they added,
and the Baroness in the pre-sequel.
But yeah, I've been enjoying my time with Borderlands a lot. I don't know why I never played it. I just never did. So been playing a lot of that. I'm playing as the soldier, and I'm kind of working towards upgrading that turret, which is real helpful when you're playing solo. So so I've been playing that. I've also been playing a Switch game called Hob, which came to PC last year, I think, but Panic Button brought it over to Switch.
Is it by Runic? Is it that game?
It's the Hob. Yeah.
Is it by Runic? Yeah. Okay. Before they shut down?
No, it's by the team that did Torchlight.
Runic.
So
Does it play okay on Switch? Because I know it had a lot of technical problems on, like slowdowns on PS4.
Yeah, I mean, I think it runs at 30 frames. At least that's what it looks like when I'm playing it. So, but I've only played about an hour of it. I really like the way the game looks. It's really pretty. It's really interesting. It kind of gives me a little bit of a almost like a Zelda vibe to it, like a Wind Waker-esque type look to it. I really like it. It's a really nice Switch game. So I've been playing that, and then I've also been I checked into Destiny a little bit. I've been trying to figure out if I really want to play Destiny again or not. I started playing it because my cousin has it. It's the only game we get to play together because it's the only multiplayer game he really has. So we play a little bit of that together. So Destiny's still fun to shoot stuff and play with friends.
Nice.
But it's not like I'm gonna get into like all the super hard in-game stuff or anything. I'll just play for fun and see what happens. But Borderlands is kind of filling that role right now too. So
I wonder what their numbers are.
What, Destiny?
Yeah, compared to like this time in the life cycle of the last game. Like who's playing it, who's dropped off, what's going on, you know?
You mean like at this point in Destiny 1 versus now?
Yeah.
I can definitely probably say that Destiny 1 at this point was in the middle of the Taken King expansion, and they were updating like Prison of Elders and stuff right now at that point. So
that was a better product than what Destiny 2 is now?
I would say Destiny 1 Year 2 probably was better than Destiny 2 Year 2. They are adding a raid though in a couple weeks, so I mean that's going to get a lot of the hardcore players back in. But I don't think people are really responding to the seasonal stuff because, like, you know, they used to add campaigns every probably every 4 to 5 months. Like, you know, when Destiny 2 came out, they added Warmind and Curse of Osiris, and then they decided to do like seasonal stuff, kind of like end game style content instead of campaigns now. So we have the Season of the Forge, which they opened up forges where black armor, you could go grind for some they're really cool looking weapons. You go into these forges and you kind of grind out materials to fulfill a quest, and you get really cool weapons out of that. They brought back Last Word and Thorn and made those quest lines kind of challenging. And then right now the Season of the Drifter is going on. And then with the next season, they're bringing, I forget what it's called, but they're bringing a new raid and some new in-game activities, which I think the raid is going to get a lot of people back in. They've actually added 3 raids for Forsaken. So that's quite a few raids. It's considering the Destiny 2 Year 1, they only had Leviathan. So
okay,
such a great album by Mastodon. Am I right, Phillips?
It's fantastic.
That's, you know what? That's what I was going to say. But
no, it wasn't.
not really.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You don't know.
It should be what you were going to say, but it wasn't.
You're right. It was not. So,
what else you playing, Corey?
What else am I playing? I think that's probably it. I've been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, though. I'm trying to get through that. It is a great game.
Yeah.
It's a really fun checkbox game. all these like question marks on the map. You just go there and do the quests within the question mark, and you're like, all right, I'm good. Move on. Mm-hmm. So it's a really fun game, and I'm actually like, not that the Switch could run it, but this would be it's one of those games that I would like love to have on Switch because some of the quests and stuff are perfect for bite-sized play. And, you know, sometimes I'll play for 15 minutes and sometimes I'll play for 3 hours. So it kind of reminds me of Zelda in that respect, but
okay.
That's kind of all I've been playing though.
Cool.
So yeah.
I'm gonna go next if you guys don't mind.
I do mind.
Hey, man.
Well, Corey minds, so Phillips.
I'm just kidding.
It's been fucking mine, so go ahead.
I more Binding of Isaac, more Baba Is You. I made actually a pretty good bit of progress in Binding of Isaac. I beat Mom's Heart for the 10th time, which unlocked the blue baby. And then I am working on, I go back and forth between playing with that and working on challenges. I'm working on the Waka Waka challenge now. That is really, really difficult. And then also on Switch, Baba Is You. That puzzle game is really good. It'll make you feel absolutely idiotic and absolutely genius within the same short span of time. And then the next puzzle will flip all of that to a point where you're just like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. And then you just mess with it and you can find ways. And I've actually reached out to that developer to try and see if I could talk to them. Cause I would like to. Also, I have ran the Tidal Basin Stronghold in Division 2 3 times. And the Stronghold itself is really, really fun. The end of it is absolutely stupid. But that's kind of, I mean, when I first ran it, I was like, yeah, this ends in a very lame way, but I'm just like, what else are they going to do? The long and the short of it is, they just create bullet sponges. That's really it. But because the base gameplay is actually relatively difficult, like you can't, like I play with randos because I have to play, during the day when you guys are at work. But I can't, most of the time I can't play with randos that aren't willing to at least talk. Like most of the time, like I'll get into a party and people will just be communicating. We won't be like, hey man, how's it going? They'll just be like, yeah, dude's on the left, dude's on the right, yellow guy there, purple guy there, elite guy here, and that's fine. And the fact that we get that base amount of communication out of all of us to get through it, I think that's really cool. And then, so yeah, I've ran that. I'm world tier 5, and now I just kind of, I'm kind of at a loss as to where to go for the platinum, other than starting all the missions on hard, or trying to grind for the suits of cards, or trying to find exotic cards, because I don't really know what, I mean, because all of it is basically, with the exception of doing the missions on hard, everything is basically random drops at this point. So I just have to sort of wait for all that. That game's good. And as long as the Friend in Need trophy eventually gets fixed, I might be able to get a platinum. Other than that, like my goal was to start Sekiro this week, but I fell asleep in the middle of the day on Sunday and woke up at about 2 a.m. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to play Division till I have to go to bed again.
Smart move.
And then I forgot I had a dentist appointment. So I played Division till I had to go to the dentist. And then I went to bed.
I'm really surprised no one has talked about Sekiro yet.
Well, I'm gonna play it, but like I wanted to at least get a very good chunk into Division before I started it. Also, the conversation around Sekiro is getting silly.
Well, yeah, because of the difficulty issues, and so it's just like I've played 45 minutes of it, and I want to put more time into it. But then it's like Borderlands and Division 2. And
did you see what Deshaun said on Twitter about that?
No, I did not.
Something about an easy mode.
Hold on, I'm going to try to find it real quick. Keep talking, I'll find it.
Well, look, people are talking about accessibility, and
I found it.
And
okay,
accessibility is a tricky goddamn thing, because accessibility itself means a lot of things. Mm-hmm. Is it accessible as in like it's easy to like or easy to understand? Is it accessible that it's easy to play, or is it accessible as in like providing options for differently abled folks? And everyone seems to conflate all of these in this discussion.
No, the latter part is the definition of accessibility.
No, well,
no. No, because like
hear me. Let me finish my thought. Can I finish my thought? Then because I side 100% with the developers that are saying I'm not going to let accessibility compromise my vision, and I don't think they should. Also, like it's a difficult thing when you have a lot of game critics saying, well, I can't finish the game, so I can't properly critique it. That's not the developer's fault. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say you need to get good, but specifically, like no one complains about Kirby's Epic Yarn being impossible to get a game over state. No one complains about that. But does it make that game good? No. Now, look at a game like Celeste from last year that handled accessibility really well. It made it so like if you really wanted to get through it, you could, but if you wanted the challenge, you could, and you could dial it up a little bit or a lot. And do I think From Software needs to do that? No. Because creator intent is important.
Yep.
Do I think it would be nice if like things were mappable for differently abled folks? Yeah. But also, not everybody gets to like and enjoy everything. Now, I know that sounds like a shitty statement, but like I really want to play fighting games. I don't have time to practice them. So I just have to say, okay, this is just not where I'm going anymore.
Right, exactly. And you and I see that's the comparison. Fighting games versus, so if we can draw the correlation between that, where you go fighting games or Dark Souls games, we would rather invest our time in Dark Souls games, so we get good at those games and we beat those games and we have fun. People spend their time to get good at fighter games. Okay, I just don't. I think what From Software does is they put out a game. And the game has a challenge. And I was told once by a streamer that I watch, Richie Tooties, check him out, that you have to, like, because I was going to do a blood level 4 run. He's like, you just have to unlearn. I was like, I hate the Saw Cleaver. The Saw Cleaver is trash. The Hunter's Axe is way better. He's like, no, you just have to unlearn, like, everything you've learned to use the Hunter's Axe. To use the Saw Cleaver. The Saw Cleaver is way better. It's a better weapon, all this. And that's the truth of it. It's not that people are bad at the game. It's the problem that the people are they just have bad habits in general and they don't want to unlearn them. It's like when you go to do a task and you're like, you have a bad like for instance, Phillips. If he knows somebody isn't working out at the gym and they have bad form while they're doing deadlifts or some shit, like he's going to want to tell them, hey, you shouldn't be doing that because after you get to a certain point, you're not going to be able to do well. So like the form that they're using is going to get them to a point, and then eventually they're not going to go any further. And that's pretty much what their mentality and skills is doing. And so they don't want to like move beyond that. They don't want to like really learn the game and spend time with the game. And that's what From Software games do. From Software games provide an environment, a story, and playability to the point where you're like, I want to come back to this. You know, like putting in an easy mode, and I don't care who says this. Dan Stapleton's been arguing about it on Twitter, but it's like when I beat a boss in a Souls game, like I feel accomplished. And if you put it in easy mode, it does take away from everybody who is playing those games.
It does, yeah.
It does. He could sit there and say, well, what does the effect of me playing it on easy have an effect on you playing it on hard? It does. It's because you're still getting the achievement of beating that boss, but you're beating it on easy when I put in the effort to learn the boss, learn the patterns, level up properly, and retrain my skills to actually take that boss down.
But then also the achievement could be beat the boss on hard. I mean, I'm just saying, like,
there's ways that they can do it. Like they can disable achievements or disable trophies if you play it on easy or whatnot, right?
That's true too.
Like there's ways they could do it. You know,
I mean,
Souls games.
That's like GTA where they disable trophies if you put in cheat codes.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, or you know, they disable trophies if you play with mods on some games. I mean, Souls games, I appreciate them. I respect them. You know, I've played Bloodborne a bit, and when I beat the bosses that I did feel very accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's a bigger conversation. Like there's some people who physically say they're using an Xbox adaptive controller. Maybe they can't play a Souls game or can't input fast enough, right?
Right.
And you know, someone like Naughty Dog did this for Uncharted 4. They introduced a lot of accessibility controls, like lock-on aiming and stuff like that, that you could turn on, and they were applauded for it, right? But you know, that's a bit of a different game because that's a game that comes with difficulty modes already, right? You know, it has easy and whatnot. You know, it's a tough conversation. FromSoft has a vision, and I don't think they're under any obligation to introduce an easy mode at all. If that's the game they want to make, that's fine. Like that's what they want to make. I don't think that they should have to bend to, you know, I don't know how many people it is, but I don't think they should have to bend to the people saying we need an easy mode. And it's like, well, this game just isn't for you. The same way that, you know, I remember when Moose was playing Last of Us and he was getting pissed off about the combat. And I was trying to say to him, well, it's a stealth game. And he was approaching it from a different place, right? And, you know, Keel and I were both telling him you have to play it as a stealth game. Yeah. You can't run a gun in that game. And and then when he got it, he enjoyed it more. And so, you know, I don't think developers should have to. It's impossible for them to cater to everyone.
Exactly.
Right. It is. And when they do that, they're going to dilute the quality of their product almost assuredly, right? So, I want as many people to be able to play games as possible, but I think that it's more of a conversation than saying every game has to have an easy mode, every game has to have this or that, right?
Right.
Kind of a game by game basis, but you know, I think it's unfortunate that FromSoft has been. It's weird that it's Sekiro is the one that's
like it's just like
I don't know why. It's like you know what they make already: Demon Souls, 3 Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and now Sekiro is the one.
To quote Terry Tate, Office linebacker, "This ain't new, baby."
Yeah, so I don't know why it's such a thing now.
But see, that's what I was trying to say with my statement on accessibility, like because people are conflating differently abled with needing an easy mode. Right. And accessibility is about options, not about difficulty. And that is my stance on it, you know. And you know, Rami Ismail of Lambier and I believe Corey Barlog of Santa Monica, they've all come out and said, I'm not going to let accessibility, you know, change my vision. And I think that's correct. Now they can definitely
put a lot of accessibility.
Sure.
Sony has.
But like, here's the thing. I think a lot of people shouting about accessibility are shouting about the wrong accessibility. They're shouting about, I can't get through this. It needs to be easier.
Right.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. You can't get through a D&D campaign either. So you want that to be quicker? I don't know what you want.
Yeah.
I don't know either.
Exactly. It's just like, you know, some things are just hard.
Well, they are. And you know, like, I mean, that's like life. Like, I'm trying to lose weight right now. Like, my goal is 70 pounds. Okay. And I'm a little, you know, I don't want to say how far I'm going because then Jason and Justin know.
No. You got to get the trench coat on for now.
That's right. So I'm not going to say, but it's just like, I know how hard that is for me. Like, I love beer. I love fucking food. Like, I gained some weight.
No, you like the wrong
this weekend because I celebrated. But it's like, I know that's hard for me. But you know what? I have to do it. You know what I mean? And I have to unlearn the patterns that I've made in my life. And that's why people fail at diets, because they try these they go on a diet and eat better, but they don't change their way of life. They just change the way they eat for a little bit, and then they go back to the way they ate, and then they gain all their weight back.
Yeah,
and that's what happened to me. Like I lost 90 pounds back in 2005, and then I slowly gained it all back, and then got worse. I almost got up to the original weight I was when I lost my 90 pounds, which was 264. I was 255, and I'm like, I can't get any bigger. Like, I'm done. And so it's just like, you have to like have that realization that like, this is not the way to do things.
When you started this, because I don't want to ask you what your weight is now. When you started this, how big were you?
When I started the weight loss with challenge with Jason and Justin, I was 255.
Okay.
So
you don't look like you weigh that much.
Well, I appreciate that.
You really don't.
My goal weight overall is 180, to be in the 180s, somewhere around in there. So and then my goal, like, so I wanted to do weightlifting, but like my problem is like if I do weightlifting, I'll just be trading weight for muscle mass. Yeah. I'm like,
you'll lose more body fat.
You'll lose body fat, but you won't. Like if the goal is shedding pounds.
Like if I'm trying to lose like body percentage, like I'm not gonna win. So I was like, I can't do that yet. So I'm like, I just go and do cardio. I cut my calorie intake. I haven't had beer in a while. Yet I'm drinking like 2 of them tonight. But anyways,
it's your birthday weekend, man. It's fine.
Well,
I don't care if it's Monday.
Tail end of it. But anyways, so it's just. It's just you have to have this realization that it's like, okay, either you want to put the time in to get better at the games and actually understand them, or you just need to move on. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. Like it, and I'll be honest, I've played Dark Souls games, Bloodborne. I love Bloodborne. I still don't play Bloodborne as well as some of even like the worst Twitch streamers out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Some of them are fucking insane.
like Jesus Here's Toast. He did like no hit, no poison, no like stagger, like none of that. He did the first run ever where he had no like any of that stuff. And I'm like, holy crap, you're insane. I watch Richie do his speed runs and stuff like that. I'm like, I can never play like that. But you know what? Like I realized that.
You do that through the Nightmare Frontier where there's all that poison.
I'll send you his video and you can watch it. It's on his Twitch. Like he has at the top of his Twitch, Hey Zeus Here's Toast. But anyways, like I respect that, and that puts them, like okay, like I can't do that. So you know what? Like I just play the game the way I can, or I try and improve here or there. But it's like you can't come in and be like, oh, this is too hard. I need an easy mode. Well, you know what? No, like you need to learn the game. Like the game is trying to teach you mechanics and like have you understand and appreciate the game on a greater level, but you don't want to do it because you're fucking lazy. All those assholes that are complaining about an easy mode are like, lazy.
You have to accept that there's some people who just won't be able to play it. Like they won't be good enough to play it. And
right.
It reminds me of an old Joe Rogan joke where he's talking about equality. He's like, there's no such thing as equality. He's like, I've met Shaquille O'Neal and his dick is where my face is. We're not equal. And like, that's just what it is, right? He's like he goes, if there was an ice age and David Spade was next to Brock Lesnar and they unthawed them 1,000 years from now, they wouldn't even think we're the same species, right?
Right, exactly.
It's just, there's no such thing as equality. And I'm not as good as some of those streamers. The reason why we celebrate Usain Bolt running as fast as that is because no one else can do that. And there's some people who can do it, some people who can't. Maybe I could play Dark Souls as well as those guys. I'll never know because I don't have the patience to learn it, and I'm okay with that.
But I want to come and hug you so that you do have the patience for it. Because
I do have a lot of patience. It's just I have limited time.
Right.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with knowing that I'll never be an elite Dark Souls streamer.
Yeah.
All right. So now that we've gotten off on the Sakura, gone down that rabbit hole, Phyllis, what have you been playing? If you want to go. You gotta unmute yourself. What are you playing? Chief?
I was about to pledge allegiance. To be honest, this week I did not have a lot of time. I worked a lot, and whatever spare time I had, I spent in the gym this week. But I spent a little time with World of Warcraft because the new patch is coming out soon. So PvP in World of Warcraft is one of my favorite things to do. It's just something I can hop in, play around in 10 minutes, and have fun. And so that's pretty much all I did this week was just play around with that. I'm leveling up my hunter. He's 112 now.
What is the cap?
120.
120 for
120 is the cap right now. I'm really looking forward to classics, so I'm just reading up more on that. They put out a few details for that.
When's that drop?
They don't have a date for it, but it's supposed to be. They've said tentatively summer. That's what's kind of been penciled in, but we'll see.
You think more fall?
I have no idea because I don't even know if there's a date for the Warcraft 3 remaster or not. And that's coming soon in quotation marks.
Yeah.
So who the fuck knows what's going on at Blizzard? They certainly don't.
Kind of do. They just don't want to tell you.
Yeah. So yeah, no, a lot of World of Warcraft this week. By a lot, I mean a couple hours, but that's all I really had time for. But I really hope I'm able to play it with you this year. And if not a big deal. But it'd be fun to team up with you in that.
Okay. Yeah.
Any CS:GO?
No, not this week.
Okay. No Battlefield?
No, not this week. I did honestly like the only time that I had, I spent it in the gym. But
I like how we're just listing the games. It's checkbox in case you forgot.
Yeah, I know. Like we know his checkbox.
Yeah. What do you want me to say? Like,
no, we just.
I like my stuff. I like Battlefield. I like CS:GO. It'll be.
No one said there's anything wrong with that.
And I'll just go back and forth between these ones.
Right.
Sometimes I hop back into Team Fortress 2.
There you go.
We know you like some indie games too.
I do. Well, I've got my friend gifted me a copy of Return of Obra Dinn, which I've been wanting to start, but I want to have like a good chunk of time to devote to it because I've heard it's really, really good.
Yeah, I mean it's not a long game, but I think you kind of want to finish it in one sitting.
Either that or I'd like to
play some games. I'm just.
God damn it, Moose.
So,
but yeah, I regretfully I don't have much to add this week. I've just played World of Warcraft, and I think
there's nothing wrong with that. World of Warcraft.
Any listeners would be interested in that, but that's all I've been playing.
Getting back to the accessibility thing real quick, I just want to say one more thing.
Okay.
I think it's funny how everyone thought the Division 2 was super hard, and they praised it for it. Like they praised it for being difficult. Yet,
well, it's a lot harder than what the first one was.
Right. Like, because the first one, like when I was by myself, I could basically steamroll anything. I could Leroy Jenkins and survive. I couldn't do that when I had friends with me because y'all got the trophy. But like on this one, like you need multiple people, and no one said a thing about that.
Yeah.
So I just thought
that they're different. Like they are different kinds of games.
True, but there's no difficulty options in the Division.
No, I get what you're saying.
It's tougher. The Division 2 is tougher than the first.
Oh shit! Yeah, I mean you can get ripped apart in no time.
Yeah,
Division 2. I would say Division 2 is more forgiving though. Like you can respawn easily. You have teammates. I don't know. Maybe you can do that in Sekiro. I have no idea. But
you can respawn. But if you're in the middle of, but if you're playing by yourself and you're on a propaganda mission and you respawn, chances are that propaganda mission isn't there for you to finish.
Mm-hmm. Oh, in Division 2.
Yeah.
So with the hostage situation.
Yeah, like you can't just get up and finish what you were doing.
Right, you have a less likely chance of also finishing the control points in a timely manner if you die.
Yeah. So, but we don't want to talk about that. So we have listener questions this week.
I didn't say what I was playing, but that's fine.
Oh shit! Sorry, Moose. What have you been playing? tell us about Borderlands.
Borderlands.
How's
Anyways,
Pandora?
Bloodborne.
Catch a ride.
Hi.
Question. Anyways,
Welcome to the new improved Catch a Ride.
this is where the
Borderlands.
car lives. Get you one.
That's Borderlands 2, I think.
What is?
Welcome to the new improved Catch a Ride.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. This is where the cars live. Get you one. First of all, shout out to X Hex over Matthew Keel's right shoulder. Check him out if you like old school rock and roll. Not old school, just that's some good rock.
I mean, they put out a good classic rock album.
Yeah. Both their albums are really good. He posted it on Facebook. I checked it out. Went to Google, found them, listened to them while I was doing some yard work. Well, I was power washing the house last weekend, maybe, or the weekend before. But it was good stuff.
A lot of tracks on their first album sound like a very cleaned up Misfits.
I've been doing a crap ton of Borderlands. I'm almost to the end of the game. Almost have it beaten.
So Jeff was right. Borderlands came out, and you just not doing it.
Yeah, I went. Well, so that motherfucker worked from home,
right?
And so in between his meetings and all that shit, like he slingshot out in front of me, but then I caught him and slingshot out in front of him over the weekend, and now he is past me. Like today, he beat the game, and he's got. I think the only trophies he needs are the get level 40 and get level 50. I told him to start the DLC, and I told him the order to do it in. But the platinum trophy is not hard. It's not that long. It's Corey. It is a lot easier than the Odyssey platinum trophy. Like way less time consuming than that platinum. So the problem. This is what I mainly want to talk about. My problem with Borderlands is it's an 11-year-old game. Came out in 2008. And the fact that it has worse connection issues on next-gen consoles than it did on the consoles it launched on. I never had any issues connecting to people to play with on my 360. My PS4, I can't connect to anybody. Corey will send me a invite to his game.
Yeah, we tried to play together last night because I was trying to fight that one guy and Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, what are the first bosses?
Wake up! It's the first of the month.
Bone Thrasher, I think his actual name is, but he's in like the first area in Firestone, and it's just ridiculous. So Jeff would try to invite me to his game, it wouldn't work. I'd invite him to my game. He'd come into my game, leave my game, and invite me to his game, and I could join his game.
I invited all three of you yesterday, and none of you could get in.
It is.
Well, to be fair, Jeff just ignored you.
No, Jeff actually tried to join me.
No,
that's what he said.
No.
Maybe
the two of us were trying to join him to help him out, and it just was not. It was not working. Same with Justin. Justin bought Borderlands to play with us, and he is not. He can't invite us at all. So the biggest problem with the game is its connection issues. The game plays really well. Frame rate's good. I mean, it's Borderlands. It's the first Borderlands. And I have been hit like so many times with the nostalgia that it's insane. Like I love it. I love the game. I'm having fun doing the missions, cleaning up everything. Like I probably could have, what is it? I don't know what the fucking goddamn Xbox achievements are. I could have 1,000. I don't even know. It's ridiculous. Give me some fucking trophies, you assholes. I could have platinum the game on 3.
It got aggressive real fast.
But those fucktards are just like, it's only 100.
Leave the instant aggression to me, okay, Moose?
you get 100 gamer points. That's all you get. Like you give me nothing. There's nothing of significance that you give me on Xbox. So that's why I never did anything. That's why I have way more platinums than I do 100% of games on my 360. But anyways, so the platinum I'll be going for. Hopefully have it before next week because Jeff and I really need to get back to the Division 2 so we can keep kicking Jason's ass because in 2 weeks his little bundle of joy arrives and he has, I think, 3 months off.
3 months off, and he's going to catch you guys.
But no, he's not. You know what? Here's the thing. He says that, but
He
our
says
secret weapon
Uh-huh.
is his other child, Arya. So he sits there and he says, "Oh, I had a lot of gaming time when Arya was born."
Right.
But Arya was the only child in the house. Now he has a wife who's going to have had the kid. He's going to need to help her. He's going to need to take on her role and his role of taking care of Arya, and he's probably going to have to do some taking care of the newborn. So I don't think he's going to have as much gaming time as he does.
Explain the challenge then. Does he have to platinum the games or beat them?
No. So here's the thing. It's just our thing is just a co-op platinum. It's just a co-op challenge. So we pick a game and we platinum. The problem is that asshole buys $5 games and trophy hunts and beats us every week in trophies. So me and Jeff just stick it to him every week that, well, you're 0-4. We've beat you to the platinum on every co-op challenge since we started. And so he gets angry about it. And it's like, that's the only way we can win. We can't beat you at trophies because you buy
platinums all those games by the end of the year, you've not won.
Well, see, we haven't set we set them as we go. So like Borderlands, like Division 2 is supposed to be the current one we're doing, but we all abandoned it because they dropped Borderlands on us. So we're doing Borderlands, and then we're going back to Division 2, and then we don't know what the co-op challenge games are going to be after that. We were thinking it'll be pre-sequel Borderlands 2, you know what I mean, and get prepped for Borderlands 3 in September. But who knows? I just like to stick it to him that he's 0-4.
Hey, a win's a win, man.
Hey, he's 0-4, just like his Giants. But anyways, so it's been a lot. It's been a lot of Borderlands. I wanted to play Enter the Gungeon because listeners don't know, but that game came out on my birthday in 2016, and then they released the final update on my birthday this year, so Friday, and I just haven't had a chance to play it. But if it is an amazing game,
it really is. Awesome. It really is. The
update's going to be a good send off, and I hope whatever they do next is extremely successful for them. Whether it's another Enter the Gungeon type game or something completely different. I mean, y'all do what you want to do. I'll support it. That's been it. So we can go to questions. Sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I'm sorry. I about skipped you.
No, it's all right.
Okay. So questions, you can email us at nerdsgonerogue, email us at ngrradiopodcast@gmail.com, and we will read your question and answer it because we respect your time for taking to write it. So we will take the time to answer it. Some of us will write it down, aka Matt Phillips, and others like to sort of get us in the moment. Now, I do want to preface something. A lot of these questions that do come in, they sort of stick with me a bit. And I want to I'll bring up to Sean because he's the one who does this the most consistently. When he sends us like top 5 requests or whatever, there was one where he sent us like 5 or 6 like top 5 questions and or top 5 categories. Like that immediately got me wanting to like write pieces on that. So I'm still doing it because I don't have a lot of time. Because I work and I want to maintain my relationship because my partner is awesome. But that is all sort of coming, and I'm trying my best.